Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. I don't know how to feel. Let me know how if you can hear me fast in the comment section. I literally don't know how to feel. Am I supposed to be proud of the boys and that's how I've titled the video, or are we supposed to be sad? So close, man, like so close. We were so close, and they know it that we were robbed again. I mean, they needed the referees to get a draw at home against 10-man Arsenal. They've always talked about Arsenal celebrating a draw at the Etihad last season. Guess who is celebrating the draw today when Arsenal are down to 10 men? Man City. Ironic. So the defense is absolutely incredible. We were so close. And obviously, you can talk about the referees. You know, the time was past. It was like 97 minutes. They only added 6 minutes. Was it even supposed to be a red card? A lot to talk about. The same referee that didn't send off, who was it last season? Kovacic last season. It was the same referee that didn't send him off. So a lot to talk about today. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm using a new whatever to stream this time around. So let me know if you can hear me. Father David says they robbed us again. Yep, they did. Bright says well done. Also to get a red card in the first half and taking it extra minutes. If it was Manchester United with the red card, Man City would have won 6-2. Yes, they would. Even if it was Arsenal 4 seasons ago, it would have been Man City 5, Arsenal 2. There's no way would have gone that entire second half without conceding a goal up until the 97th minute. Nowhere. And on top of that, they had to wait for us to, sub off. Calafiori was off at that point. Timber was off at that point. We basically played that entire game without Trossard, without Saka, without Odegaard. So that was big for us. That was absolutely big for us. It would have been a big result. I was already starting to type it, but I was like, let me wait. I was already starting to type it. This is the biggest result, and that's so far the biggest, and probably our biggest, like since the Emirates move, because that would have been huge. But they ended up getting an equalizer. The second half stats were crazy. I think we had like 0 shots and like 10% possession, which I didn't mind. I asked at halftime, listen, we are down to 10 men against Man City. We are leading 2-1. We don't need to look for that goal and expose ourselves. Let us play some horrific football in the second half. That is what I wanted to see. Defend, don't go forward at all. I was actually the one that was asking the players to come back. Like I saw Party pushing forward a bit. I was like, no, Thomas, go back behind, go back. Like I just wanted us to pack the bus in that second half. Why as well? Because in that first half, the referee was against us. All the opposition fans were celebrating against for Man City to beat us. And I wanted us to play some haram football in that second half. Some terrible football, just defend and annoy the hell out of everyone. That is what I wanted to see. But listen, we ended up drawing the game against Man City. I mean, if you looked at everyone talking at halftime, everyone was saying, listen, this is now Man City's game. They're going to come back in the second half, score 2-3 goals. They didn't. So this team is very, very good. I've seen enough today to know that if you keep on defending like that, we are going to be okay. Like it's going to be in the title race. We just need to win it this time around. That would have been an absolutely big result for us. But they ended up scoring after the time had finished anyway, so we can't do much about that. We were playing with 10 men and they were playing with 12, plus Michael Oliver, so we couldn't do anything about that at all. Arsenal fans from South Sudan, I'm not happy. Brother says, Abraham, obviously it's a knock when you concede in the very final minute. But I mean, we can't say anything. I mean, that game was supposed to be a loss. Like at halftime, 2-1 against Man City, and we're down to 10 men. Many teams, like out of the 20 teams in the Premier League, out of the 19 teams in the Premier League, Man City would probably beat like all of them. If they have 10 men in the second half, they would beat all of them. So for us to go there and defend like that the entire second half, and I don't think we lost the game because Arsenal didn't. I feel like a loss. Like that is how far we've come. Like I feel like we've lost the game. Like that's like 2 years ago. That feels like a win. Like that is actually supposed to feel like a win because we've only considered 1 goal against Man City when you have 10 men at their place. That is supposed to feel like a win, but I've actually said loss because I feel like it's a loss because we considered in the last minute. That shows you how far we've come. But I'll take it. Now we have to win all our other games. I take it for a lot of different reasons. This particular week, we've had to go to Tottenham. We've had to go to Atalanta, we've had to go to Man City. 3 teams away from home, back to back to back. We haven't lost any of those games. We finished the chance against Atalanta. We win that game. We don't concede today in the last minute. We end up winning 3 games out of 3 this week. This whole week, we didn't concede a goal against Tottenham. We didn't concede a goal against Atalanta. Man City needed us to go down to 10 men to score that last minute goal. Played incredibly well. On top of that, we played on Thursday away from home. Man City played on Wednesday at home. On top of that, in that game, we didn't have Odegaard. Saka was subbed off at halftime. Trossard was not in that game because he got a red card before the second half. So basically, in terms of attack in the second half, we didn't have anything. Havertz came back to defend. Like Havertz was like a defender in that game. You know, a crazy start I've seen today. Havertz did not make one single pass. Yeah, he did not make one single pass today because he was just back there clearing the ball. Like he didn't even go forward at all. Like today, we're just going there to do some defensive work in the second half. So you're basically playing without a forward player at all. Even Jesus came on, he was like a left back. He was playing at left back. Like we were not attacking at all today. Not at all. We were not attacking at all today. And we still picked up the winner. Let me say that again. We didn't have any attackers on the pitch at all. We pretty much the entire second half without all of those players. I don't know. I think Trossard will miss the Bolton game and then come back for the Leicester game. We will analyze the game right now. We'll talk about all the players now you're going to miss because I just wanted us to get through that game because Calafiori went out with an injury, I think. Timber went out with an injury as well. Who else? Trossard is now suspended. Saka went off at halftime. Like we are going to miss a lot of players in our next games. Like we're going to really have to depend on the likes of Havertz and Martinelli and Sterling and stuff. But today we just need to get out of there without losing that game. If we won that game, it would have been the first time Man City had lost at home since 2022. So we were this close, and it would have been the first time we've beaten Guardiola at his place. Arsenal, the first time we would have beaten Guardiola's Man City at their place. So it would have been our first win at their place since 2015. I'll take it. I don't know how to feel. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Are you feeling sad or are you happy? Are you feeling really, really sad? Are you like, whatever, we got a draw, it's not the end of the world, we will take it? Let me know. Are you feeling happy or sad? Let me know in the comment section as you go through the match reaction. I could not believe it. Like in the 90th minute, actually at halftime, I said, I hope we can get to the 60th minute without conceding, because if it's 2-2, in the 60th minute, they have a whole 30 minutes to score against us, and that's too long to give Man City. But it got to 60, 65, 70. I was looking at the clock. I was like, can we bring in Neto? Can we have two goalkeepers at the same time? Like, I wanted us to play some terrible football in that second half just to defend. There's no way you can attack, and there's no way you can attack in that game without any attackers on the pitch. It was just there to do defensive work. And I'm really, really proud of players like Gabriel. Gabriel is a tank, man. Like, what a performance once again. Saliba, what a performance. They had like 33 shots, but how many chances did Haaland get in the second half? None, really. So, yeah, if he had 11 men, could he have won the game? Probably, because when he got to 2-1, that 5 minutes before halftime, we were actually controlling the game a bit. We were passing the ball, Trossard, Martinelli, and I was like, this is good. You're actually playing football. You're not coming here to defend. And could easily have added a third goal in that game. But obviously, when you get a red card, you have to change things around now. You can't attack against Man City when you have 10 men in the second half. You can't. They're going to score 6 goals against you. They had 33 shots today. So if it is any other team, they probably win that game by 6 or 7 goals. So a lot to discuss in this one. Michael Oliver, by the way, are we going to win this league with these referees being against us every single week, literally? Like every single week, referees are up against us. Doku kicked the ball away today as well. He didn't pick up a yellow card for it. Guardiola smashed his seat just before halftime. If that's what was Ateta, he would have gotten a red card as well. So terrible. But let's go through the match reaction. Let me know how you guys are feeling. I'm going to come to the comment section. I'm using a new streaming service, so everything is new as well. I'm going to make some mistakes. I'm using a new one. But this was our lineup today. We did go with Raya in goal. Calafiori, Gabriel, Saliba, Timber at the back. Very surprising. I didn't expect us to bench Ben White. That was very, very surprising. But one thing we've said this season, I wanted to start to rotate the team. Let us surprise people. Sometimes Gabriel is on the bench for one game. You play Calafiori there. The opponent is surprised. The next game, Sterling was on the right side. The next game is on the left side. The next game, Rice is the number 6. The next game is the number 8. So it's good to surprise the opponents. And I think Timber did well again. I hope he's not injured that much. And Calafiori did very well. It's very difficult to defend against Savinho. Like Savinho went past him like 2 or 3 times. I was like, man, this is tough. Like being up against Doku and Savinho. Savinho is very skilled, and there's a couple of times he went past Calafiori a bit easily. And then midfield of Partey, Rice, and Havertz. Partey also picked up an early yellow card. I was a bit worried. I was like, if you go down to 9 men, it is over. You're not going to get anything in this game. But he remained disciplined in the second half. And then up front, Saka, Trossard, and Martinelli. I didn't have Martinelli in my starting lineup, but I knew Martinelli was going to start because of 2 reasons. We don't really have anyone who can play there, even if Martinelli doesn't play well, apart from Trossard. But now Trossard has to play a different position because we don't have Odegaard to play in midfield. And on top of that as well, I don't know if Sterling is 100% ready to start a game for Arsenal at the moment, or he needs a couple of more weeks. And yeah, Martinelli is also going to defend more. I knew he was going to start today. On the bench, Neto, White, Kivio, Jorginho, Sterling, Jesus, Nwaneri, Lewis Kelly, and Kakuri. And if you compare that to Man City's bench today, Phil Foden, Kovacic, and a couple of other, top players on their bench, Man City. So today, my prediction was 1-1. I said they're not going to beat us, but I can't see us having enough to get a couple of goals to win that game. That is what I said in the preview. And he did not look good in the first 10 minutes of the game. Like they came out of the blocks quick. Like they came like they really, really wanted to beat us today. And within the first 10 minutes of the game, they had a couple of corners. Gundogan had a volley that went off target, and they got a chance. Now, the goal that we conceded, as I said, Calafieri was passed too easily by Savinho. Savinho is very skillful. Now, wingers like that, Salah, Savinho, Saka, they're going to get past you eventually. However good of a defender you are, they're going to eventually get past you a couple of times. And it was Calafiori's first start, and that gave him a lot of trust to start him in his first game against Man City. That is very tough against the Savinhos and Haalands of this world. Very tough. And the first 10 minutes of the game, you could tell how tough it is. Yes, he got the ball a few times and he played well, but Savinho went past him, and Gabriel, it was too easy. We never concede goals like that, like where Haaland runs past Gabriel and Saliba in between them. Gabriel is the one that played Haaland onside. Everyone else was keeping the line. And Haaland was obviously going to score. As I said in the preview, I said Haaland was going to score for them. He's on top form. Like, I didn't expect him not to score today. I knew, like, listen, we're going to cover him most of the game, but he's eventually going to get a couple of chances. And he's scored more goals than Arsenal this season, just Haaland. So he's a very good striker. He's going to get a chance. But he did not want to go down behind against Man City, because they were confident and they want to send a message to us. They've talked about us defending at their place last season, and that they want to go 5 points ahead and all that. So them going 1-0 ahead, in the first 8 minutes of the game, I saw everyone's comments. I knew what people are going to say, like, oh, today Arsenal, they're going to be beaten today. It's 1-0 already. Haha, they're not going to draw again with Man City. They were talking about keeping clean sheets against Man City. I was worried a bit when they scored the first goal, and then they had a couple of other chances, but I was hoping, listen, we were playing okay so far. I don't know how we're going to get our goals today, because maybe our tactics was to come here and defend, but we have the players. Let's take our chances that are going to come our way today. Let's just do that. But before that, in the 14th minute, Gundogan had a free kick and he hit the post, and they were really, really dominating us at that point, and we really needed to settle things down a bit and just get through it. Just keep it at 1-0 until you get your opportunity, because a lot of teams struggle at Man City. As I say, they've not lost there for 2 years. Teams have gone there: Liverpool, Real Madrid, Tottenham, Chelsea, Man United, and teams get battered there. Unless you're Real Madrid, you can go there and get a draw and go all the way to penalties. They're going to dominate you with those fans and Guardiola there and everyone. Their midfield of Gundogan is back, and they're missing De Bruyne and stuff. And Rodri, let's talk about Rodri, by the way. Rodri went down twice. The first 13 seconds of the game, you wanted Havertz to get a red card. Typical Rodri, is the one who usually commits most fouls, but when he's fouled, he always shouts and screams. And then he went down injured. I think we don't like players getting injured. They never celebrate players getting injured. But when Rodri went down injured, I was like, this could be God. We don't have Odegaard, and they'll be missing Rodri. This is good for us, hopefully you're back for the next game, whatever. But for us in this particular game, if Rodri goes off, that definitely helps us. And it was actually a real injury, and he went off, and I didn't celebrate, but I was like, that is okay. We needed that break of, him getting treated. We needed that break, and you also needed that break of him going off and bringing on Kovacic. We needed that. They're already missing De Bruyne. I think that really helped us a lot today as well, because the way we were parking the bus, if De Bruyne is there, he probably picks up a couple of those passes. He picks up those passes. But the first 20 minutes of that game did not go well for us. You could tell, like, we were a bit wide, and we didn't really want to attack, and they'd already scored. They already had a couple of opportunities. Gundogan was getting past our midfield and our line very, very easily. He had gotten a couple of opportunities already. He had hit the post. Haaland was looking sharp. He's already confident. He scored in the first 8 minutes of the game. It was going to be tough. Step up, Ricardo Calafiori. Oh, what a goal, bro. What a goal. That was his first start in an Arsenal shirt, and what a finish that was, man. Like, we badly needed that. We seriously needed a goal to go in, and it changed the game. If Man City scored a second goal after Haaland scored, it would have been game over. We wouldn't come back from that. But Calafiori, scoring in that situation, it changes the conversation totally. it completely changes the conversation from Man City are going to win 2-0, 3-0 here. They're going to have a statement win to, oh, Arsenal have actually attacked and they've scored. They're actually, adventurous. They're going forward and they're trying to score goals. And, it's a message to Man City as well. You can score, you can also score. You're not just going to let, beat us 2-0, 3-0. You're not just waiting for set pieces. You can actually score goals. And that finish from Calafiori, also considering that a player had gone past Calafiori for the goal, for Haaland's goal, Savinho. It was great for Calafiori's confidence as well to score that. And you saw him running towards Arteta because Arteta gave him trusted him to put him in this particular game. I'm sure that is why he ran to him. And we needed that goal. And Martinelli got an assist as well for that. Super happy for him. I think Martinelli did okay today. In the second half, Walker kind of had the beating of him too easily. But I think the first half and second half in terms of defending, he was defending well. And 1-1 in the game, that is okay. If they're not 2-0 ahead, that is absolutely fine. You can get back to your shape for another 10 minutes, try and see what is happening. Maybe try to get to halftime and keep it at 1-1, whatever. David Raya made an excellent save from Kyle Walker in the first half. I did a video 2 days ago talking about the videos we have to talk about David Raya. Covered his form last season and this season. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. I didn't know he was going to have another amazing performance right after that video again. Like, Raya was incredible today once again. Like, not even just in terms of shot stopping. The way he's coming and collecting the ball, handling the ball while in the air, dropping down, wasting 5 minutes, wasting 5 seconds, wasting 10 seconds, all that. He was absolutely incredible. In the first half, he was taking pressure away from us. And Trossard picked up a yellow card in the 33rd minute. We never get red cards, 2 seasons ago, he never got a single red card. He already picked up 2 this season. I don't think it was a red card, but we'll come to it. But before that, we got a corner. Gabriel almost scored from it. I thought he was supposed to put it on target. He was meant to put that on target because you're not going to get too many chances like that. And you could see the Man City players were panicking. Like, literally these days, Arsenal get a corner and I'm like, corner. I feel like we've gotten a penalty. Like, a corner these days to Arsenal feels like a penalty. Like, big respect to Nikola Jova, man, our set piece coach. That is incredible work, man. Like, the fact that we get a corner and we feel like we can score every single time we get a corner, that is incredible. And on top of that, like, the opponents know that, oh my goodness, we've given Arsenal a corner. This is bad. We need to defend this. Like, that is great, man. The fact that if a game is hard, we can turn to a corner to help us out. That is good. And we're not just set piece FC, by the way. We scored 91 goals last season. We can still score 5-6 goals in a game, just not this week. But from next week, you're going to see we're going to start scoring 4 or 5 goals in a game. I'm not worried about that. But this particular game today, you're going to take any chance that was going to come your way. Shout out to Bukayo Saka as well. That corner that Saka took today, the corners that he took, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant corners. And it was the same that he took against Tottenham. Those are the corner kicks we need from Saka. If we take a good corner, it's a goal. If Saka or Declan Rice or Martinelli or Trossard takes a good corner, or Odegaard, whoever is taking, it's going to be a goal. As long as we take a good corner, it's going to be a goal. And that corner kick from Saka there and the bullying from this guy, Gabriel, man. And I still see people in the comments saying, drop Gabriel, remove him. Nah, Gabriel cannot be removed from this. No, it's not even something that you're supposed to consider, like that 38 games to that. You can rest them for 1 or 2, but Gabriel has to play. Not even just in terms of defensive work, because he was our best defender again today. Attacking, like it's like a penalty when you get a corner kick and Gabriel is there and he hit the corner kick well. Gabriel attacks it. It's like a penalty. Like, the way he attacks that ball, absolutely incredible. That is back-to-back goals now in big games against Tottenham and Man City. And 2 seasons ago, he scored against Chelsea away from home as well, our winning goal. So he knows how to pop up in big games as well. And the corner kick was absolutely incredible. And the finish from Gabriel, absolutely fantastic. As always, they have to take it to VAR to check if, it's Arsenal who scored. Can we check and try and remove this goal? They always have to do that, but they couldn't today. There was nothing wrong. And I could not believe my eyes. I was thinking when he brought it back to 1-1 after Calafiori scored, I was thinking, okay, can we just, keep it tight once again? If we can get a chance or 2, that is fine, but just make sure they don't score again. Let's get to halftime at 1-1 and let's see what happens. The moment the second goal came, I was so surprised. I was like, we've actually scored 2 goals. Like, this is crazy. Now we have something to hold on to. And I don't know where Ateta learned from. I think him buying defenders is justified because I saw people saying Ateta buys a lot of defenders. I don't think you can blame him for that. I want us to buy strikers as well, but the defenders are working. the defense is working, like he's buying defenders and it's working. Timber, Calafiori, these guys, like we're not conceding goals and we can literally defend with 10 men for a whole half at the Etihad Stadium, and we make sure like they're out of ideas, like up until the final second of the game. So Arteta, I don't know why he learned the Stoke City tactics, but I love it. I absolutely love it. But before that, Patrick got a yellow card. That was already worrying me. Before Trossard got a red card, I was like, okay, Patty's on a yellow card now. Please don't do anything else stupid, because if you get a red card in this game, we don't want that. But step up, Trossard. We got a red card from Trossard. So I don't think it's a red card, bro. I'm not saying that because I'm an Arsenal fan or whatever. It is very soft, man. And he was already going to clear the ball. His leg was already going to clear the ball. So you cannot give him a yellow card for kicking away the ball. He had the whistle. The time the whistle went, Trossard's foot was already in the air going to kick the ball. That is not supposed to be a red card. Come on, man. You can give him a warning and tell him, listen, you've committed a foul there, and I think you did not mean to kick the ball away, but this is your last chance. If you do anything else, if you talk back at me or anything else, you're going to be sent off. That is fine. There's no way that is supposed to be a red card. And if we look at the same referee, the same game last season, when Kovacic committed a bad foul, it was supposed to be a straight red card. He gave him a yellow card, and then Kovacic made a similar foul 5 minutes later, even worse than the first one, and he didn't give him a second yellow card when both fouls, just by themselves, each of them was supposed to be a red card. And the second one was supposed to be a second red card anyway. He did not send off Kovacic last season. It's the same referee. And that is ruining the game. If you're not an Arsenal fan or Man City fan, that is going to ruin the game for you in terms of if you want entertainment. It's definitely going to ruin the game. And we were starting to attack a bit more. Who knows what would have happened if you had 11 men? Would you have gone and scored a third goal and have been 3-1 up by the 60th minute? Who knows? Because we are actually attacking today in the first half. We weren't just parking the bus. We are actually attacking. But the referee spoils the game in that situation. I don't think it was supposed to be a red card. Unless, I'm going to ask you, fans watching, did you think it was a red card? Do you think it's silly from Trossard? Because for me, I think his foot is already going to hit the ball. You cannot send him off for kicking the ball away. He did not hear the whistle, look at the referee, and then kick the ball away. He did not do that. He was going to clear the ball, and the ball was going towards Martinelli on the left wing. So I don't agree with that at all. Unless, let me know in the chat, do you guys think it was a red card? Yes or no? Just type red, yes, or red, no. But listen, halftime, 2-1. I knew exactly what we were going to need to do in the second half. I tweeted and said 2-1, they spoiled the game for us. We were playing really well. We were attacking. We were going to try and score more goals. You already had like 4 shots, 2 from Gabriel. Martinelli was getting involved in the game. Havertz was getting involved in the game, and Calafiori was pushing forward. We were overlapping a bit. I think there's a time Declan Rice overlapped, and the time we got a corner, Declan Rice overlapped and he hit a cross and it was blocked. We were trying to attack, so we weren't like defending from the first minute. But at that point, when you went to halftime 2-1, I said, listen, Odegaard is not there. Trossard is not on the pitch. I want Burnley tactics in the second half. That is what I asked for. I want like the old Stoke City, the way they used to play against us back in the day with Shawcross and Jones and who else was there? Delap when he was having the long throws. That is what I wanted to see in the second half. Defend. I wanted us to, if possible, bring 2 goalkeepers. Let's have 2 goalkeepers on the pitch, 7 defenders. Let's just defend, because I know our defense is so good. Just defend, because you're not going to get another goal now. It's going to be very impossible unless Martinelli or Havertz or Saka, if he's going to be there in the second half, have an individual moment where they get past 4 or 5 players and score. It's not going to be possible. So I wanted Ben White to come on in the second half. We took off Saka, surprisingly, but I mean, that is guts. We never take off Saka, so taking off Saka in a game like that, surprising. He was our captain as well today. So he took off Saka, brought in Ben White, and had a back 5, a proper defensive back 5, with Partey in front of them, Rice in front of them, Havertz in front of them, and Martinelli not really a winger, basically a left back as well, basically a back 6 or something. And I wanted us to defend. I thought Man City were definitely going to score in that second half. I said, okay, now keeping a clean sheet in the entire second half is going to be hard. As long as we don't concede early, let's try and keep it at 2-2 whatever, or keep it at 2-1 for the longest time possible. If the squad make it 2-2, we have like 15 minutes to go. That is fine. We can defend it out. In a game like this, 2-2, it's going to be a win. It feels like a win 2-2 in that situation. It's going to feel like a win if we are down to 10 men the entire second half. But what I didn't know is we were actually going to keep a clean sheet all the way to the 97th minute in the entire second half. So it didn't take us too long to find out how the second half would go. Walker had a shot. Raya was making save after save after save. There's a time they showed the stats on screen. I was like, this is crazy. Man City 91% possession, Arsenal 9% possession. Listen, that could be the last time you ever see that. For as long as we live, that could be the last time you ever see that. 91% possession and Arsenal 9%. That is crazy. And Man City had like already 10 shots at that point in the second half, and Arsenal had 0. Not surprising. We were coming back in the second half to defend. You're not going to attack Man City with 10 men. You're going to come back and defend. And basically from the 45th minute to the 70th minute or the 80th minute, I could not believe my eyes, man. The defending was so good. Yes, man, still running out of ideas, but the defending was excellent, man. Gabriel was incredible. David Raya, he was off his line when he needed to be off his line. He was coming to handle the ball when he needed to come to handle the ball. He was making the saves after save after save after save. Ben White came on. He was defending well. Martinelli was coming back. Maybe a couple of times Martinelli had a chance to counter-attack, and Walker was too fast for him, too strong for him, unfortunately. Havertz was coming back and defending. He was basically a center-back. Partey was not doing anything stupid on a yellow card. He was keeping it calm in midfield. And I was, at that point, in the 70th minute, I was still saying, I still think we're going to consider goal because the pressure is too much and we've played 2 very hard games this week. It could be 2-2, but let's just try and hold on because, listen, if we can keep it and win this game, this would be the biggest result in Arteta's Arsenal career and probably our biggest result like for the last 10, 15 years or something. And we kept on defending. Man City were making sub after sub. They were bringing on Grealish. They brought on Foden. They brought on Stones. They were trying different things. We were losing players. We kept on losing players. Calafiori went off injured. We brought in Kivio. Timber went off injured. The referee kept doing the referee things. He even booked Lewis Kelly on the bench. Obviously, doesn't like Arsenal as always. All that, like we just had to fight against Man City and the referee as well and find a way to win this game. And I think in terms of defending, that is proper defending in the second half. I don't have a problem with us having 0 shots in the second half. Again, you're not going to have 10 shots against Man City in the second half when you're down to 10 men. The defending was heroic, and David Raya absolutely incredible once again. Again, I think he could even be man of the match again, David Raya. That is like 5 games, he's man of the match like 3 times. He was incredible, and Gabriel was incredible as well. So Jesus comes on, Martinelli goes off. Before I come to the 90th minute, Jesus was incredible defensively today. He basically came on and he was a defender today, Jesus. Like 3-4 times he won us the ball back in the defensive areas. I was like, this is great. Like I was actually cheering like, Jesus, come on. I was like, maybe you can have Calafiori as our striker if he can score like that and you can take Jesus back to left back. Let's just do something that will help us for the rest of the season. And it kept on ticking. 90 minutes. 7 minutes added down, 91. 92. I literally kept checking the time. I'm like, oh my goodness, 92. Listen, I look back for like 20 minutes. I look back at the clock, literally only 30 seconds has gone off. I'm like 93, 94. And I started believing. I got to 94 minutes. I was like, maybe they're not going to score. Like this defense is too good. Maybe they're actually not going to score. And they were getting frustrated. 95 minutes, 96 minutes. We brought in Lewis Kelly. Like we've even brought in a 17-year-old at the Etihad Stadium. What time did Lewis Kelly come on? 91st minute? I want to know how long Lewis Kelly took to come on, because the goal was scored around 97 minutes and 30 seconds, and there was only 6 minutes added on. I don't have a problem with 30, 40 seconds being added on for the sub, but I still feel the time went on for too long, man. The whistle should have blown on their last attack just before the corner, or some referees actually blow the whistle after the corner has been cleared the first time. But I think, actually, if I look at that goal again, I do think we did lose focus in the last second of the game. Unfortunate, but I think we did. We defended so well for 50 minutes, 55 minutes, but that last second, I think a bit of concentration went away. Why? I actually think maybe the players are looking at the time and they're like, ref, time is up. Like people are looking at the clock and they forgot that Man City can take a quick corner, and Grealish looked at that and they took advantage of that. So I can look at it both ways. One, the referee should have blown the whistle before that corner time was already up, but I can also look at it from an Arsenal point of view and say we did lose concentration in the final minutes. In games like this, you have to keep concentration up until you board the bus and head back to London. That's when you can like relax a bit, like up until you leave that stadium. because that 97 minutes, I think we lost concentration and we were kind of looking at the time, and we started to feel like and maybe as a fan as well, I was guilty of that. I was like, 97 minutes, oh my goodness, we're actually winning at the Etihad Stadium. I lost a bit of concentration as well. You need to keep concentration until the final second, because we shouldn't have left Grealish to take a shot corner and still whipping the cross that easily. Grealish was all by himself, and the guy, I think it was Bernardo Silva, the guy who took the shot before it was deflected, he was also free, and Stones was also free. So he literally had three players who were free. We lost concentration in the last second, but that's why I don't know how to feel. Because you pick up a point against Man City with 10 men the entire second half, that is a good result. But if you win that game, the message that sends after, we'd have beaten Man City, Tottenham, and Aston Villa away from home within a month. That would have been absolutely big. Without Odegaard in that second half, without Saka, without Trossard, no Calafiori in the final 20 minutes, no Timber in the final 10 minutes, like Lewis Kelly on the pitch, Kivy on the pitch. Like, we were just now defending with just anyone we could find. We were just defending with anyone we could find on the bench. We were just trying to defend. So yeah, that's where I'm 60-40. I'm 60%. That's fine. If you can play like that against Man City, no, not just like defending like that the entire second half, but if you can go to Man City and play like that and not consider a bunch of goals with 10 men, we can beat anyone in that league, whether it's Liverpool away. I've seen enough, like doing that against Man City away, doing that against Tottenham away, doing that against Aston Villa away. I've seen enough. I can say, okay, Man City, we'll see you at the Emirates Stadium. This time we're going to beat you again. We can say things like that now confidently after watching those games. I can say, listen, Liverpool away, I'm not scared. I can say Tottenham at home, you're going to beat them. And you just have to win all the other games and hope Man City drop points somewhere and maybe beat them at our place. I can say that. So that is why I'm 60% happy with the result. But the 40% is, we were so close, man. They've not been beaten there for 2 years. We are so close. We defended so well. We deserved to win that game. Like that defensive performance, we deserved to win that game. Players like Ryan Gabriel, they definitely deserve to win that game, and he did all we could to try and win that game. But eventually when they're having 33 shots, they're eventually going to score one. They're Man City at the end of the day. But I have seen enough. In the Champions League, there's going to be more quality, but hey, in the round of 16, maybe if you have a lead, I can trust this defense and say, listen, I don't care if you're up against Yamal or Mbappe. I know our defense can defend well. If you're 2 goals up, we can defend well and see it out. So yeah, 60%, 40% for me. I'm not angry. I'm not sad, but I'm not devastated. But I'm just like, so close, man. You haven't beaten them at their place since 2015. Last season, you didn't score a goal against them at their place. People are talking about us parking the bus and all that. Going there and winning with 10 men would have been our biggest result. That's how close we were to our biggest ever result, like in the last 15 years or something. Actually, the only game I would put on that level, I'd have to go to when we beat Barcelona 2-1. Arshavin, that goal that Arshavin scored against Barcelona, 2-1 against Barcelona in 2011. That maybe is our biggest result at the Emirates Stadium. Not at the Emirates Stadium, but in general, over the last 15 years, let's say Emirates era, I think that would have overtaken it. That would have been absolutely huge if you won there with 10 men the entire second half and without 6 of our players. I know Man City didn't have Rodri as well and De Bruyne. That is fine. But also in the last 20, if you compare the teams in the last 20 minutes, we didn't have Odegaard, we didn't have Saka, we didn't have Trossard. We basically didn't have any forward player in that game. We also didn't have Calafiori in that last 20 minutes. He was one of the best players in the game. We had to bring in Lewis Kelly and Kivy to help us defend. So I can be able to live with that. It is painful conceding like that in the last minute. Actually, after the time has already expired anyway. But I'm able to live with that. I'm able to live with that. That was tough. After a tough week that we had against Atalanta and Tottenham, I'm able to live with that. And next up, the games are going to become easier now. We can relax a bit. The next 4 games that we have, they're all at home. Bolton at home, Leicester at home, PSG at home, Southampton at home. We can relax a bit. Now go to those games and start winning. Yes, we are 4th in the table right now, but we are 4th on the table after playing Aston Villa away, Tottenham away, Man City away, Brighton as well in those 5 games. So we've played some really tough games away from home. Man City have only really played Arsenal. They've played, Ipswich, Brentford. So it's now our time to play those teams. And by the next international break, we could easily be top of the table. And then from that, we see how it goes. But listen, let me see what you guys are saying in the chat before I come to the player ratings. Mashek says getting appointed to the Etihad is not for everyone. And you know what is ironic? Last season, you went to Man City and drew, and you celebrated, and everyone was like, ha, Look at this Arsenal. They're never going to win the title. They're celebrating draws at Man City instead of winning. Today, the Man City fans are the ones that are celebrating. And we had 10 men at the Etihad Stadium. So ironic. I don't think people will start saying Man City, haha, they're celebrating a draw. They're not going to say that because it's not Arsenal. I'm proud of my team, says Asiwaju. Let's see. Chola says, I'm pissed and Man City a shame of a football club. Refs and money will only take them so far. Shame. It's a damn shame. Yes, it is. That is what they needed to do today. They needed the referees today. I don't know why they hate us so much. I don't know, man. Like even, Man City have scored that goal. I've gone on Twitter, on WhatsApp. Chelsea fans are celebrating. Liverpool fans are celebrating. Tottenham fans are celebrating. West Ham fans are celebrating. Fulham fans are celebrating. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like all of them, like if you're to find all those fans in that second half, all of them, they're like, oh no, Arsenal could win this game with 10 men. Like none of them wanted Arsenal to win that game. None. Like all of them wanted us to lose that game. And they know that a point against Man City with 10 men is big, but they're not going to tell us that. They're going to be like, haha, Arsenal bottled it in the last minute, but don't listen to them. We didn't bottle it. Like any of their teams go to Man City with 10 men, they lose 5-1. So there's a difference. And by the time we get to November, it's only going to be us with Man City. I'm not worried about the other teams. This is injustice, says Aminu. It is, but we have to compete against Man City and 10 men as well. And the referee as well, sorry. Let's see. Please subscribe, says RK. Thank you. Nevertheless, I'm proud of my team. Very proud, says Chala. We did it for sure, says the Ghana's Daily Updates. I've seen enough to know that you can beat anyone else in the league. Yes, you're going to be missing a lot of players. I think Trossard is going to miss the Carabao Cup one, because if he's going to miss the league one, we don't have enough players now. We are really down to now the likes of Jesus and Sterling have to start because we don't have players now. Now we have a lot of injuries. We have red cards now. Like we just don't have players to play. Solid defense wasn't easy, says Crown. Our ladies ended up 2-2. Yeah, I saw Arsenal and Man City ladies drew 2-2 earlier today. And the men also drew 2-2 today as well. Why, says Lonakio. I'm proud of my team and my goalkeeper, Raya. What an incredible goalkeeper, man. That guy is something else. Calafe is a big ball. I'm proud of my team, says Alicia. Disappointed, says Sungani. Yeah, slightly disappointed because he conceded in the last minutes. But at halftime, I did say, don't think you're going to win this game now with 10 men, as long as we just keep on defending. Let's just not lose this game. If you can't win, don't lose the game. That is what is important. And that is their place. That is up to Man City to win. Now, if they come to our place, we make sure we beat them at our place. That is what we need to do. Congratulations to Arsenal. This is the spirit of champions. Get a striker by January. Probably Gyökeres will be champions come May. I'm feeling like we lost this game. Oliver is a cheat, says Anu. Yeah, so that shows you how far Arsenal have come. We are actually feeling like we've lost a game where we played against Man City with 10 men away from home, and we feel like we've lost the game. Usually, I'm telling you, not even that long ago, 3 years ago, 2020, 2021, and there was no fans in the stadiums. That time, we had a defense of Kolasinac, Mustafi, Bellerin, Holding, Pablo Mari, Cedric. We went to Man City and we lost 5-0. That time after we lost to Brentford as well. If that defense was playing today, there's no way we'd get a point in that game. We would have lost that game 5-1. There's 5-2, whatever. There's so many times over the years, I've been watching Arsenal since 2004, and most of you have been watching the same as well ever since we had Fabregas and all those guys, Van Persie and Giroud and all those guys. There's no way Arsenal would go down to 10 men and still pick up a result against Man City. We would capitulate. Can I give you a good example? Manchester United 8, Arsenal 2. We went down to 10 men and we conceded 8 goals. Jenkinson picked up a red card in that game. We capitulated. We fell apart because we couldn't handle it with 10 men at all. We conceded 8 goals. Chelsea, 6-0 away from home. Same. Gibbs picked up a red card. Gibbs or Chamberlain? Gibbs picked up a red card. We capitulated. We fell apart once again. They scored 6 goals. Arsenal can never handle 6 like a red card. We'd concede 5, 6, 7 goals every game. But now, even with 10 men, I feel like we can still win this game. That is great. Even against Brighton, with 10 men, you could easily have won that game if Havertz or Saka took their chances. So the next games that are coming up, we need to have a winning streak. The winning streak that we had from January to April without losing any game, without drawing. Now we need to do that. Our next hard part is going to be that there's a week where you're going to play Liverpool, Newcastle, Chelsea, and Inter Milan in the same week. That is going to be like in November. Before then, we need to win every single game, including PSG at home in the Champions League. Mixed feelings, says Sammy. Yep, that's how I'm feeling as well. Erimai says, Glenn, the boys are really good on the pitch because I've seen today Man City celebrating a draw like that anyway. Yeah, I saw them jumping around because of a draw. We are sad, says Sungani. I have a mixed feeling, says Shadrach. I agree. This referee was totally against Arsenal for sure, but the good thing is that 1 point is better than losing. Yes, it is. I mean, a win would have taken us ahead of them, but a draw keeps it at 2 points. Because, again, if you check out what people were saying before we played Tottenham, people were saying, even Arsenal fans, I can come back to the comments. People are saying, okay, now without Odegaard and without Rice, Tottenham and City next. By the time we play Man City next week, they're going to be 8 points ahead. 8 points ahead, because you're going to lose to Tottenham and lose to Man City. We didn't lose any of those games, and it was a very tough week as well, including Atalanta away. And I love the dirty tactics, man. I'll come to the player ratings. I love the dirty tactics as well. We drew with the referee, not Man City. Yeah, good draw against the referee, Shola. The match was Arsenal versus referee, says Emmanuel. Benching Ben White was the best decision Arteta made. You feel that way? I don't think Ben White is a calamity. I mean, it's always going to be hard against Doku, but Calafiori did well, so I'm okay. Because even in terms of Savinho going past Calafiori, he did go past him a couple of times. The wingers are going to get past you once or twice, either way, however good you are. I'm not happy, but I thank God for not losing the game. But referee and linesman are doing partial for Man City. They're supposed to blow when it was 97 minutes, but they want a favor to Man City. Yeah, and we can talk about that as well. You know, not supposed to be a red card for Trossard. Doku also kicked the ball away, no yellow card. Guardiola kicked the chair, like his chair, no yellow card. If that was at say, he could even be sent off. Can you really win the league with the EPL referee, says Anu? That's why it's going to really feel good. If we actually win, if we win that league, I'm telling you, I'm going to stream for 20 hours. I'm going to do a live show for 20 hours. I can't wait, man. Like it would be big. Evening, Glenn, Emerson, how are you? Let's come to the player ratings. I'm going to come back to the rest of your comments. Once again, I'm using a new thing to do this live show, so I'm still trying to learn it and stuff. But let's go to the player ratings. So Manchester City 2, Arsenal 2 player ratings. Let's start with David Dreyer. I've not even been able to check the stats up until this point because I was so nervous the last 20 minutes. But what I know Raya had that ball so many times. He saved that ball so many times. He handled so many crosses so many times. He conceded 2 goals. I don't think he could have done anything with the second one. What was the first one? Haaland? Yeah, Haaland is going to score. He always scores. David Raya was incredible once again. And again, if you haven't checked out the video I did on Raya, please check it out. Like, I went through what he went last season, not me in the video. I went through what the player went through last season. And Raya last season, there's a lot of times he had it tough. Like him and Ramsdale, every time Raya made a mistake, fans and the media and the pundits, they would talk about why is Raya there, why is it not Ramsdale? There's a time Raya made a mistake and mistakes against Luton, the 4-3 game last season. And, people are talking about, Raya is not good enough. What has Arteta done? This is supposed to be Ramsdale and all that. Ramsdale was a very good goalkeeper for us. I still absolutely love Ramsdale. But like in terms of the decision, it's working out. And Raya, the confidence is great. And Raya has been performing like this since Ramsdale has left. So maybe Raya is one of those players. We always talk about competition is good. Give Saka competition, give Gabriel competition, give Rice competition. Maybe Raya is not one of those players. Maybe Raya does not do well when there's that competition. Maybe Raya wants to be like, okay, I'm the first choice goalkeeper. That is good. I'm going to do everything now. Maybe he's one of those players. Maybe he just wants to know that he's the number one. And maybe if you give him competition like Ramsdale, maybe he's not going to do incredibly well. But this on Raya, he's saved us so many times, man. So many times. And it's been incredible. And for that, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. If we had won that game, I would have given him another 10 out of 10. I actually think I don't give halves, but I would have given him a 9.5 if I was giving halves. He was fantastic today, man. Absolutely fantastic. I don't think he even made an error. So it could even give him a 10, even with that 2 goals considered. But I'm going to give David Raya 9 out of 10. I think he was absolutely phenomenal once again. Gabriel, he's the one who played Haaland onside for the first goal. So you have to take a mark away from that. But for the rest of the game, Incredible. Gabriel scored a goal. He almost scored another one. And in the second and in the first half, he defended so well as well. And the second half, he was just absolutely incredible, and as well in terms of the clearances. And I've not checked the stats, but I'm sure if you check the clearances today and the interceptions and the tackles and all that, their numbers must be crazy today. But he's the one who cost he cost Arsenal. He didn't cost Arsenal a goal, but he played Haaland onside, but then he scored a goal. So if you say that one has cancelled it out, fine. So I have to look at the rest of the game in terms of his defending. Forget about the goal and forget about the one that we considered. Now let's focus on the defending. I think it was really good. So because he scored a goal and he defended very well, even though he played Haaland onside, I'm still going to give him a 9 out of 10 because it's not easy defending against those guys for the entire game. Pretty much, it is not easy. So I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 as well. William Saliba, so solid once again, man. So solid. I'll need to rewatch the game again and rewatch the goal again. We did fall asleep in the last second. But Saliba, again, just incredible once again. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I feel so safe when you have Saliba and Gabriel there, like whichever team we play. Like even if we played Real Madrid today, I'd be like, they're not going to score 5-6 goals like they would have 10 years ago. We have a good defense, very, very good defense. So Saliba, 8 out of 10 today. Fantastic once again. Timber. I mean, there's a tackle that Timber made against Doku. They almost got a penalty, but it was a very well-timed tackle. Absolutely fantastic. And for him to start on the right side, another player who's just incredible, it's Timber. Because he can now start as a left back, he can start as a right back, he can start as a, even as a forward, he can start as a midfielder, he can start as a centre back. He's incredible once again, Timber. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I really hope it's not another injury, man, because he's had to do a lot this week. Tottenham, Atalanta, and today, recovering from a 1-year injury, and he's had to come straight back to the team to just do the job for us. 8 out of 10 for Timber, phenomenal again today. Calafiori, and there's a couple of times when Savinho went past him, including the goal. That was poor, but just like Gabriel, Calafiori scored our goal, so that kind of cancels it out. And the rest of the game, I think Calafiori did well up until his injury. His first start for Arsenal, that is the first time he started a game for Arsenal. It's not easy to defend against Savinho and all those guys. So I'm also going to give him an 8. Now, these are high ratings because I think we defended so well for 10 men. I think we defended so well. So I don't think you can say 6 and stuff now. 8 out of 10 for Calafiori. In midfield, Thomas Partey picked up a yellow card, but he remained disciplined for majority of the game. The ratings can tell you that I'm not really mad about it that much. Partey, 8 out of 10 today. I think he did well, kept the line, didn't really commit any fouls. He was trying to push forward a bit when he got the ball. I'm the one who was screaming, get back to your position. 8 out of 10. Declan Rice, the defense did a lot more. And these guys, Rice and Partey, are basically not even midfielders today. They were defenders today. So I'm also going to give an 8 out of 10. I'm going to rewatch the game again. It's very tough to make these ratings after watching a game where you are nervous for the entire second half. 8 out of 10. Havertz now for the forward players, we're not really going to rate their attacking work today because we weren't going to attack the entire second half and he didn't. So now what you're doing here is you're looking at the defensive work of Havertz and Martinelli today. Weird, but that is what we are doing today. Havertz, I think he did well defensively. The other thing I like about Havertz is the dirty side about him. I love Havertz and Gabriel and these guys. The dirty side of their game where he just hits someone a bit, he knocks someone a bit. Doesn't pick up the yellow cards, but he's very clever while doing it, and I love that about him. And games like this, Havertz helps in terms of that energy and that bullying mentality in midfield as well. He doesn't allow people to bully us as well in midfield. I love that. Now, in terms of attacking, we can't really say anything about attacking today. Havertz did not have a pass today. He did not complete a single pass because he was just clearing the ball and never got the chance. So there was no one to pass to as well at the front. Literally, everyone was not there. People had been sent off. People had been served off. So that stat was crazy. I read that. I was like, Havertz did not have a single pass the whole game. That shows you we were just defending the entire game. So Havertz, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. A 7 going to 7.5. I think 8, I'm going to reserve it for a few of the defenders, and 9 for Raya. Havertz 7. So I think that is fair enough, unless I should give him an 8. Let me know in the comments. Who else was on the pitch? Saka wasn't on for too long, but that cross was amazing. The two corners that Saka took in the first half, absolutely incredible. And for that, I think he's assisted in every single game this season. That is crazy. If he assists every single game, he's going to have 38 assists in the end of the season. At the end of the season, so for that, he played 45 minutes. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Had he played the entire game and defended well and everything, it could have been an 8 or something. But 7 out of 10, he was only on for 45 minutes. Martinelli. The only thing I didn't like about Martinelli today, but it's very tough to be up against Walker anyway. Walker was like, he got every single ball that Martinelli was trying to counter-attack. But there's a few times that Martinelli took away a bit of pressure from us with his runs. I'm just going to give him the 7 because of defensive work. Today, we're not looking at attacking work, guys. We're just looking at the defensive work. And Martinelli got the assist for Calafiori. Good layout. Is it layout? Basically laid off the ball well for Calafiori on his left foot. 7 out of 10. So Martinelli got an assist today, just like Saka. So 7 out of 10. Trossard. I don't think it's a red card. I don't think it's a red card at all. I don't even think it's just that serious of a foul. So should I punish him for getting a red card? I don't know. There's red cards we used to pick up. Like which one, for example? There's a red card that Fabio Vieira picked up last season against Wolves, or the red card that who else? Maybe Jacques against Man City 3 seasons ago, or Partey against Liverpool a couple of seasons ago. The red cards, when someone picks up a red card, and you're like, oh, whatever, it's a red card. What were you doing? That is fine. But this one, man, Trossard, Rice, the Tomiyasu one against Crystal Palace last season because he delayed like 2 seconds from the throwing. These are not red cards, man. And the worst thing, if you're going to give everyone a red card for that, fine. But the thing is, I'm going to watch a game tomorrow and someone is going to do the same thing Trossard did and they're not going to get a yellow card. So it's so frustrating. But we didn't really get to see him a lot, Trossard. So what are we going to give him? 5, I guess. He wasn't on for too long. 5 out of 10 for Trossard. Who came off the bench? Ben White. Ben White came off the bench. I think he did well. He added to the defense. So Ben White today, I'm going to give him. I think he defended well. I don't know if he's the one who's supposed to be there on the quick corner kick from Grealish. I want to know that. I'm going to give Ben White a 7 out of 10 for now. He played well in the 45 minutes. Didn't really get exposed that much, but the goal came from his side. It was from a corner kick, but whatever. 7 out of 10 for Ben White. Who else came on? Kivia. I think Kivia came on and did well. We were just bringing on any defender we could find. So Kivia as well for today, I'm going to give him, for the time he was on, I'm just going to give him a 6 out of 10. Did anyone else come on? Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Jesus did very well defensively, actually. He was only on for 7-8 minutes, but I think Jesus was very good defensively today. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. There's only one time that he gave away a corner. I was like, come on, clear the ball. Don't give away a corner. But 7 out of 10 for Jesus. Defensively, incredible today, Jesus. Maybe take Calafiori up front and bring Jesus back to be a defender. Maybe that is the solution. 7 out of 10. Lewis Kelly was even picked up a yellow card on the bench. He wasn't on for too long, just 5 out of 10. Mikel Arteta, it would have been a 10. If he won the game, it would have been a 10. Doing that in the second half, it is working. Now, he buys a lot of defenders, but if he was buying a lot of defenders and he was still conceding 3 goals, 2 goals every single game, we'd have been asking, okay, you're buying defenders, but you're still conceding goals. But the way we play with our defense, last season we kept 18 clean sheets. We could easily have 20 plus this season. I predicted 18 clean sheets this season as well. I think it could easily have 20 plus. Like you can't score against us. Like up until we go to down to 10 men like we did against Brighton, that's the only way you can score. Like if you have everyone on the pitch, you can't score. Like it's crazy the way that defense has been drilled. And I 100% agreed with Ben White coming on at halftime. Saka going off, that was a surprise, but I don't know. Maybe that was the tactic for that. Starting Calafiori was very brave because I didn't expect Calafiori to start this particular game. We got a point away at Man City with 10 men. 9 out of 10. We can't give him. 8 out of 10 is fine as well, but 9 out of 10. We didn't win the game, yes, but I think we did everything to win the game. I don't think Arteta made any mistake today at all. 9 out of 10. You could even see Guardiola telling him at the end of the game, he was like, okay, that was good. That was really good. Playing like that and defending the whole game with 10 men, that is crazy. So those are my ratings. Player of the match, I'm going to put a poll, but David Raya probably. I think Gabriel is good as well. So who was your man of the match? Let me know in the comment section. But those are the player ratings. So let me come back to your comments. I'm proud of Arsenal today. Their performance is incredible, says Aliu. Arsenal players should start playing to these rules because the referees are far from being consistent. Look at Jeremy Doku, who also did kick the ball after the referee blew the whistle. He wasn't punished. So frustrating because without those referees, that would have been 5 wins out of 5 so far this season. Easily as that. So, in terms of our play, though, I have seen enough to know that we can beat almost every single team in the Premier League. So we just need to start winning now. Let's get a winning streak going. It shouldn't be a second yellow card. Yeah, even the first yellow card was just. We go again harder next week, says Aruna. Yeah, we can calm down a bit. Next week it's Bolton and Leicester. Yes, still games that you need to win. I want us to go all the way to the final in the Carabao Cup. Mark says, Mark from Kenya, our haters always say that Oliver is our ref, and now you can see just gave Man City. Let me give you a stat about Michael Oliver, by the way. Michael Oliver has given Arsenal 7 red cards in his career. That is the most that Michael Oliver has given any team in his Premier League career. Surprise, surprise. Why am I not surprised that Michael Oliver gave Arsenal a red card? He's given us the most red cards ever. That is the most that he's ever given to any team. Arsenal is number 1. So when people say that Michael Oliver loves Arsenal, Mark, you tell them that Michael Oliver has given Arsenal the most red cards. He's given Arsenal most red cards than any other team he's ever given. So he does not like Arsenal. He doesn't. If I remember correctly, Michael Oliver was the same referee that gave Martinelli a red card 3 seasons ago. I don't know if you guys remember. Martinelli stopped a quick throw-in. The referee played advantage. And then Martinelli went and fouled someone. And then Michael Oliver gave him a yellow card for stopping the throw. And then he gave him a red card for fouling the player. And he had played advantage. That was also Michael Oliver. Last season, he's the one that did not give Kovacic a red card when he fouled our player 2 or 3 times, the bad tackles. I don't think Michael Oliver loves Arsenal. I actually think he hates Arsenal because those are just 3 decisions. I'm like, yeah, he doesn't like Arsenal. He hates us. Michael Oliver, he hates Arsenal. Absolutely no. Big no, says Adama. No red card. Very good result today, says John. Man of the match, says Anu is rare. I wish you could. I will try that again as I change the setup for the live stream. So I need to work on this fast. And Jesus came in with bad luck. I don't agree with that. Jesus actually did well with the defensive work. I think he was one of our best defenders in the last 10 minutes. I don't think there was anything about bad luck in that game anyway. I don't think you can do any more than that, to be honest. We were not going to score a 3rd goal in that game with 10 men. And defensively defended up until the 96 minutes, and the goal was scored in the 97th minute. So they scored after the game was supposed to be over. That draw really cost me so much pain, as if we had lost the game, especially when I think of that more than 50 minutes defending. Yeah, man. Considering we defended for 50 minutes is painful. Those rules must be revisited, says Adama. They're not going to revisit it until if it's another team that they're going to now start revisiting it. Now, when it's Arsenal, they're not going to revisit anything. Forget about it. I'm so sad, guys, says Rogers. Arsenal deserved the win. That defense was awesome against Man City. I agree. I am of the view that our players should be talked to. Rice got sent off because of the same thing last 2 weeks, and today was another player. Says, I don't think any of them is a red card, but I agree with you. We just need to say, okay, listen, let's just not do anything at all, because if we do anything, the referee is going to give us a red card. Let's not even talk to the referees. Let's just go there and play the game. It's hard, but that is what you're going to need to do. So you are right. I don't think any of them was a red card, but I think Atta needs to tell them now, just don't even go to the referees because they hate us. If you do anything, you're going to get a red card. Let's not do that again. It has cost us a point against Brighton and probably a win today. It could have been maybe 6 points out of 6 instead of the 2 that we've gotten out of 6. But yes, we definitely need to talk to them. Concentration was lacking in the dying moments. Yep, the last second of the game, unfortunately. But it's time to let the lads know that touching the ball after the ref's whistle is going to earn a booking. I don't think Trossard was really going to clear the ball. So, the worst thing is someone else will do the same exact thing and they won't get a yellow card. That is why I'm annoyed, but it's fine. Map says the ref killed us. I feel like we have lost my life. Mark says, well done, boys. Unfortunately, by the issue of the red card, today's defense shows that says future plans, Ben White will fall down the pecking order. Could be. I want to see rotation. I don't want anyone to just be Gabriel and Saliba, the only ones maybe that can play every single game. The rest you can rotate. Sometimes you can play Ben White, you can play Timber, you can play Calafiori. You can't leave Kivio to just rot on the bench. You're going to need him as well. So I was actually happy he came on today. Trossard, because in Kivio's case, you don't want him to just sit on the bench for 3 months, and then Gabriel gets suspended, and then you have to bring Kivio and he's not played for 3 months. You don't want that. So I think he's going to start against Bolton on Wednesday. Thank you for the super chat. She says, awesome live stream, Glenn. I didn't see that earlier, but thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It is a tough live stream to do, but at least we didn't lose though. But I was really getting ready to celebrate that. I was like, oh my, if you win Man City, 10 men. Let's see. Good game, but our player read that one. We are so sad, says Ben. I mean, the fact that you're sad makes me happy. You know why? Because if you're sad that we drew with Man City away from home with 10 men, that shows you that Arsenal is a really different team these days, where we want to go to Man City and win with 10 men. That is great. I didn't miss Odegaard in the game. I think we kind of, in terms of the pressing and in terms of picking out that one pass that is going to open up the defense. But in terms of the rest of the game, defensively, we are so good. So even if we miss all the forward players, as long as we defend well, great. Man City are scammers. I'm about Julian Timber. Man City are always scammers. I hope they get fined. I never used to care about Man City, by the way, but these days now they are competition and I'm not starting to hate them. Rare man of the match says RK. The ref was below passes. Kamoto. Oh, surprise. They are always below par. Always. Mubarak says Mr. Glenn, Arsenal players must change into their manners in terms of red cards. I don't think Arsenal players are indisciplined, because we went the entirety of 2 seasons ago without a red card, and Lasuni picked up 2, and that was it for the entire season. And both of them are funny red cards. But yeah, we definitely need to talk to the players. Don't do anything at all, because if you do anything at all, the referees already hate us. They're going to give you a red card. Why Oliver to officiate this game? Again, the Premier League hates us. Trossard, 2 out of 10. I don't think it was that much clear cut of a red card, so I'm not going to give him a 2 out of 10. Playing 10 out of 12 was good to have a point. Yeah, 10 versus 12, crazy. I don't think Trossard deserved to play. Odegaard role makes him look ordinary. I think Havertz was the one who was playing the role, but as I said, remember the video I talked about 2 weeks ago? I don't think anyone can replace Odegaard. We have good players, but the player who comes on, they need to do something, play their own game. You can't play like Odegaard. Just play your own game. So luckily, we've finished now these tough games against Atalanta, Tottenham, and Man City. We can now start seeing Nwaneri and maybe trying something different in that midfield over the next couple of weeks. Let me take a couple of more. Let's see. Scared about Timber. Yeah, man. We don't. Hopefully, he's not that much injured. One more. I'm not happy at all for the ref. What did he? He did is wrong, says Omar. Yeah, they hate Arsenal, so I usually just forget about the referees. But you can hear even Tottenham fans and other fans saying, "Yeah, Arsenal played really well. That was not supposed to be a red card, whatever." But you have to live with it. But either way, I think we played really well with 10 men. That was really, really good in terms of defensive work. Raya, Gabriel, the way we kept our shape, that was incredible. So now let's go back to the rest of the games, and now let's start winning big like we were last season. Let me take a look at the next 5 games, and then I finish the stream. We've been going for over an hour. Next is Bolton on Wednesday night. We'll be live after that game. That is the Carabao Cup. The preview for that tomorrow. Then the weekend, we are playing on Saturday. 3 o'clock UK time. So that is the middle of the day when the games are usually many games, goal rush time. Arsenal Leicester on Saturday, and then Arsenal PSG, Arsenal Southampton. Okay, our next 3 Premier League games, Leicester, Southampton, Bournemouth. But we are playing Bolton, then Leicester, then PSG, then Southampton, and then we'll have another international break. And then obviously during the international break, we also have to hold some prayer meetings and pray that none of our players gets injured in the international break again. So we are going to have a prayer right before that international break. And then after the international break, Bournemouth, Shakhtar, all these games I've just mentioned, Bolton, Leicester, PSG, Southampton, Bournemouth, Shakhtar, we need to win all 6 of those games. PSG one, It's a home game. We need to win it. Yeah. So yeah, just going to say win it. Those next 6 games, we need to win all of them. And then after that, it's going to be a little bit tougher. We're going to play Liverpool, Newcastle, Inter Milan, Chelsea. So before that, we need to win every single game. And I'm not really worried about Liverpool at home and all those teams. I am confident in this Arsenal team these days, especially the way we defend. I'm happy with that. So thank you guys for watching. Let's try to get over this. I'm still celebrating a draw against Arsenal, so that should make us feel good about ourselves. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, and I'll catch up with you on the next video tomorrow.